All right, so if you're going to become a real estate investor, the question is, should I use debt or should I use cash? Well, the answer is debt every time. My answer is debt. Dave Ramsey will say cash and never use debt. I am saying debt, and that is where we are different. That is where our thought processes are completely opposed. I say debt every time. This video, I'm going to break it down for you guys. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Hoan Zone, where we help you multiply the assets you own. I am Hoan Tai, and I am your host for today. I've been an investor for the last 10 years, and the reason I've been able to buy as many properties as I have been, I own millions of dollars worth of real estate. I use debt. I use debt to buy my real estate, and there's a lot of good reasons why I use debt, and I'm going to go over it, so I'm not just like this irresponsible real estate investor telling you to go use debt, because debt, oh, that's the thing, like, that keeps the person a slave to the lender and all that kind of stuff. I hear a lot of biblical terms thrown out at me, but I'm telling you guys to use debt from a mathematical standpoint. That is the big difference, right? There's a mathematical reason why I tell people to use debt, and I'm going to break it down for you guys today. All right, guys, let's get right into it. So we have the blackboard here, right? If you have this property here and you want to buy this property, and this property is $100,000, and you don't have $100,000 in cash, then you got to use debt, right? So debt wins in this case, absolutely. If you don't have the money, how are you going to buy it? So voila, use debt, buy the property. When you buy the property, right, of course, you're going to have to pay your monthly payments, right, often known as a mortgage payment. Okay, you got to pay your mortgage, but remember, this is a rental property, so you have income. Right, so you're using your income to pay the mortgage, and then whatever is left over is called cash flow, and that's what the game is all about. So should you use debt? Yes, right? Yes. So if it takes, people are like, Hoan, I'm going to save up $100,000. Oh yeah? How long did it take you to save up the first $100,000 that you got? Oh, but Hoan, I never saved up that much money. Exactly. How are you going to save up money to become a real estate investor if you never did it in the first place? So I would say get into debt so that you can buy your first investment property. Get in the game. All right, so the next reason why I say yes, use debt, it is because of inflation, okay? If you guys have been following, inflation is where the value of your dollar is going down. You buy less things, and the cost of things are going up. Currently in December of 2021, inflation is at 6.2. And now, is it actually at 6.2? Not sure. That's what they say. It feels like it's way more, right? So 6.2. Currently, though, I can borrow money at about 4%. So if I can borrow money at 4% to buy something that is gaining in value at 6.2%, it only makes sense to borrow the money. Now, could this go lower? Could this be 5.2 later? Sure. Could it be 4.2 later? Sure. I'm still ahead, right? Even at 4.2, I'm still ahead. I'm taking money that I get to borrow at 4% and buy something that grows at 4.2. Really, it's at 6.2, but really, it might be at 8.2. So you're using cheaper money to buy an asset that appreciates. So this is a great way to keep up with inflation right here. Here's another crazy thing I want you guys to take a look at. So people say they're going to save money. And so let's say this is your bank account, right? This is your bank account and you got your money in here. If inflation is that 6.2% that I just said, right? If inflation is 6.2%, that means that your dollar is losing 6.2%. Said in another way, how does this make you feel? You know how the bank says like, oh, we'll give you 0.001 interest on your money? What if I said, I have a bank account for you where when you put your money in, it will lose 6.2% in interest every single year? How does that make you feel? Would you want to put your money in that bank account? The answer is absolutely not, but that is what we're doing every single day. So for those who save money, have cash saved, you are getting a negative interest rate, negative 6.2 every single year. That's bad, right? You thought it was bad that you were only going to get 0.001 or zero, right? Actually, it's negative 6.2. It's just another way of looking at it. All right, now I want you guys to take a look at this scenario here. So these two houses are exactly the same. They both cost $100,000. This house here brings in $1,500. This house here brings in $1,500. This house here has a $400 expense. So does this one, right? So this house does not have a mortgage. That means that you're going to cash flow here. You're going to cash flow $1,100. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. So now we're going to change this one. This one here is going to have a mortgage for $80,000. Okay, let me write that here. So this one is going to have a mortgage for $80,000. Okay, which means you have $20,000 down. All right, you guys are following along? So the mortgage payment on the $80,000 is $382. Okay, so then when we take 1,500 minus 400 minus 382, we have left over in terms of cash flow $718. And you're like, Hoan, the 1,100 cash flow is better than the $718. See? Of course we're going to buy it with cash. I think you guys already see the solution here, right? Or I think you guys see the thing already, right? At $1,100 a month, so we're going to take $1,100 times 12. That equals $13,200 per year. And then when we divide that by the $100,000 that we have in, that is a return of 13.2%, right? We call that our cash on cash return, okay? Cash on cash return, 13.2% for that property. This property here, we got 718 multiplied by 12. That's 8,000. All right, we got 8,616, right? But now, what do we have invested? Only 20,000. So here's your cash on cash return. So take this 8,616 divided by $20,000, and we have a grand total. Are you ready for this? 43% cash on cash return. See this second option? Because we used debt, we used a mortgage, 43% cash on cash return compared to 13.2. But that's not all. We only have 20,000 down here. That means we can do it 5 more times. If we had $100,000 in cash to buy this one, well, we can buy 5 of these. 5 of them at $718 per month times 5. That's $3,590 per month. $3,590 compared to the $1,100. You get to buy 5 of these versus 1 of those. Guys, you guys see how it's stacking up why debt is the more important way of buying a house? Like, it allows you to scale, it better returns, in terms of the appreciation versus how much I get to borrow the money for. It's just like, it's a no-brainer. So that's why I started off this video where I was saying, like, yes, debt. That's the answer. That's the answer. Do you guys see it now? A lot of people buy properties all cash, and I get it. They were taught that debt was bad. Okay, that's fine. But I don't like that. Now, where does maybe cash win? Right? If we owned 5 of these houses, that would equal $5,500 a month in cash flow, right? This house over here, it would take 5 houses. It takes 5 houses to equal 3,590. Okay, 5 houses equals 3,590. Okay, so that means in order to have the same 5,500, I might need like 8 houses or something like that, right? To equal the same 5,500. I didn't do the math, I'm just making it up. This means there's less management, less houses than this. So you need more houses, more management to equal the same cash flow. So if you're not about managing a bunch of properties, but you need or you want your number, your freedom number, then this might be the way. But there's one other thing that you miss out on. Okay, and this one's a big one. This one's a big one, okay? So you have this one house, and this is worth $100,000, and it appreciates 6%. That means that it's going to be worth $106,000, after 1 year? Well, if you have 5 of these houses and they're all worth $100,000, that means you have $500,000 in houses. And then if they all appreciate at the same 6%, I think that's 530. Is that correct? So if we had 500 times 1.06, yep, 530. So now, in this case, in example number 2, you get $30,000 of appreciation versus $6,000 of appreciation. Again, my argument is by using debt, by multiplying, right? That's why I have multiply on my shirt. By multiplying, you're much higher. Guys, this is why debt is important. That's why you want to use other people's money. That's why you want to learn how to get mortgages. That's why you want to learn how to get lines of credit. All of those reasons. But here you go. It's in math. It's black and white in math because there's no emotions here. Right? There you go. You don't have to worry about what Dave Ramsey thinks. Just show them the math. So yes, I like using debt to buy properties. You may not, but those were all of my reasons. Debt is also known as leverage in real estate. And with leverage, you can move the world. So that's why I use debt. I like to call it leverage. I get to move the world. I get to move my world. I get to multiply the assets that I own, and I get to become financially free faster. So if you guys are looking for speed, if you guys are looking to become financially free, consider using debt, consider using leverage. But be mindful that if used incorrectly, it can hurt you. So if you guys want to learn how to properly use debt, check out the courses that I have coming up in 2022. Go to hoanzone.com/2022 because I'm creating a new program for you guys to become better real estate investors so that you guys can learn what it is that you need to know, learn how to use leverage safely so that you can buy as many assets as you need in order to become financially free faster. Question for you guys though is, did you guys get taught that debt was bad? Are you guys in that mindset still that debt is bad? Because sometimes I know that as I'm going through my day, sometimes that thought is like, hey, Hoan, be careful, debt is bad. Like it kind of lingers. Do you guys ever have that kind of feeling? I'm starting to have it less and less as I start to understand how to multiply assets safely. But do you guys still carry that around? Let me know in the comments. If you guys like that video, make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button because there are new videos coming out every Monday and Wednesday here at the Hoan Zone. Also hit that bell icon so you guys are notified when the videos come out because the sooner you guys get to learn this stuff, the faster you guys get to be free. All right, that is the end of the video. I am Hoan Tai. Let's multiply.